Hello everyone, the Structure here, and in this video, we're going over the latest patch notes for No Man's Sky Xeno Arena. Now, I am a little more awake, if you couldn't tell. I did eat something, so the last video, I'm recording it like right after the last video, because the patch notes came out right as I got done, so we're gonna go ahead and just get straight to it. Now, I did briefly go over it. There are some key points. A lot of the stuff that is mentioned here is just being repeated over and over to make the patch notes seem larger than it actually is. So I'm just going to cut to the very basics. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. Xeno Arena introducing update 6.3. I feel kind of smug about this because when I made my short, I got the build number right. It's 6.3. Some people were hoping it was a 6.5. I was like, nah, it seems like it'll be a 6.3. No Man's Sky Xeno Arena introduces turn-based creature battles. Explore the universe to assemble a team of creature companions, perfect their genetic makeup, and test their mettle at simulated combat arenas. Discover hundreds of unique battle abilities, challenge new alien characters, share your strategies for daily challenges, and more. So, and then they dropped the trailer here, which I'm not going to play the trailer because it contains copyrighted music, as usual. So, we've already seen it. It's just, you know, the Pokemon stuff. That's basically what it is. I'm just gonna keep calling it Pokemon, because that's what it is, basically. So, of course, we got the main highlight. We have the creature battles. They all have their own unique set of battle moves and, you know, status effects, personalities, traits, physical attributes, you know, things that each creature has. And you can use whatever is already in your companion registry to fight against whatever your opponent is using. You can fight your friends or you can fight NPCs. Something I did not mention in my other gameplay video was that they also spawn at archives. I didn't know that, but they do spawn at archives. So it seems like, as far as I can tell, they spawn in places that are populated by the dominant race. So trade posts, Colossal Archives, space stations, the Anomaly, stuff like that. That's where you get the majority of this stuff. That's where you find these tables. And they go and they show like a list of creatures and stuff fighting with the different various effects that they show off and stuff like that. And, you know, hundreds of battle of abilities. You know, they demonstrate some creatures fighting against one another. You know, there's a lot of that stuff. This is just various attacks that each creature can possess, whether it's whether it's an attack or it's a heal or some kind of defense mechanism. It is what it is. Now, something that I didn't go over in my gameplay video because I wasn't aware of this is morphogenetics. There is a specific kind of recipe that you get after you do the mission in the Anomaly. It gives you a mutating genetic material, which I didn't know that they have genetic profiles now. But as you can see, they do have genetic profiles for individual creatures that you can tune to your liking, to how you want them to fight. So if you want to do that, then that's fine. But in my personal opinion, I'm probably not even going to be using this. And then they show this little diagram of like this little blob with its own genetic profile. Pretty cute. And it just shows you what it is. Then there's more key art. Challenge other players, we know about that. They show off the tables, the various things here. And we also get a new iteration, which we did see in my gameplay video. Iteration Oceanus. This is the collector that has made the Space Anomaly their new home. And they have basically brought this feature, essentially, into the Anomaly. So they collect stuff. And this guy's actually got some stuff, so stick around because he is going to give you certain things for competing against him. And then they say refine your tactics, which this is just saying that, you know, you can have different teams, like different battle teams, different play styles, I guess. Like, it really just depends on what you want to use, different elements, stuff like that. This one kind of doesn't make sense to me. From what I'm gathering, it's basically saying you can use the egg sequencer to make like very strong companions to fight or to use to fight with in like battles and stuff. That you can get eggs, you can take those eggs, scale them up, make their growth hormone insane, make their gene splitter insane, you know, just basically make them an all-around versatile, crazy companion for the fights. And then they show two images here. They show this guy, which we've had from an expedition before, and they show this corrupted quadruped next to an egg. So this creature is earnable. It's not just something that they used for show. We have never had this creature before. And then they also show off the fact that you can get certain medals for the Arena League, which is now a dedicated faction in the catalog. Just like the other stuff, the other factions, this is now a new faction. Another neat addition is they also expanded the companion register from 18 companions to 30, so it's nearly double. It's quite a lot more than it used to be. Something I also wasn't aware of when I made my gameplay video was this, the creature survey mode. This says hunt for new companions with the specialized creature survey mode in the analysis visor, so it is a new tab, just like you searching for gas deposits, mineral deposits, and stuff like that. This is its own dedicated survey mode specifically for creatures and their effectiveness at whichever attribute they have. Like it says here, the combat effectiveness, the agility, the health, where they're from, what's their element, stuff like that. There's also daily challenges, so you can go to Iteration Oceanus every single day. There will be something different. You'll be fighting something different. And you have to, I guess, use different strategies against him just to, you know, get whatever the daily challenge is done. You can get titles for, you know, battle achievements. I mean, this is just normal stuff that they typically do anyway. But the most important thing here about this entire thing are unique companion prizes. So if you impress Iteration Oceanus with accomplishments in the Arena League, you can basically qualify for their collection of strange creatures, which means that there are about, I think, 5 in total. We're about to see here soon, but there's about 5 from what I remember that got added. That includes the Corrupted Quadruped, Genopon, Wandering Shrimp Tank, Boundary Horror, and Aeron Crab. Which, you can see, this is the Aeron Crab. It is a quad with a crab. You can also have the Boundary Horror, which is the squid from the Cursed Expedition. And this weird worm-like fish thing with the eye, like it's an abyssal horror. It looks crazy. So yeah, here there are 5. There's the Corrupted Quadruped, there's the worm thing that I was talking about, and then there was this thing that I saw Iteration Oceanus use to fight against me. We did get brief gameplay of that thing in action too. And then there's the Boundary Horror and then the crab, which I'm looking forward to the Boundary Horror and this Abyssal Horror one the most. And as far as the most important stuff, that's just about it. There's really not that much to this game, or I guess the update. There's a lot to the game, don't get me wrong, but there's not that much to this update. This update brings a dedicated niche to a lot of people, but again, like I said, not everybody's gonna find this to be a good update, or interesting, I guess you can say. In my personal opinion, I don't really care that much about what they've added in this update. I know, like I said, some people do. Some people care about it a lot, and that's okay. But in my personal opinion, I don't find it to be anything entertaining, and it's just not for me. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed reading the patch notes and getting the highlights of the most important stuff, and you want to see more No Man's Sky content in the future, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to protect and serve.